Good evening, aspirants. Today, in the part of the Indian history, ancient Indian history, we are going to discuss Harshavardhana. It is the last topic of ancient Indian history. Harshavardhana is the last Hindu great emperor. Last Hindu great emperor ruled North India. He ruled North India. By this time, during the time of the Harshavardhana's period, while he was ruling North India, Harshavardhana, while he was ruling the North India, this is North India, this is South India. So while he was ruling this North Indian area, in the South India here, Badami Chalukyas, they were ruling. Badami Chalukyas ruling in the Deccan. Opposite to the Badami Chalukyas, Vengi Chalukyas. Here Vengi Chalukyas were ruling. These are Western Chalukyas, those were the Eastern Chalukyas. Western Chalukyas and Eastern Chalukyas. Below that Vengi Chalukyas, Pallavas, they were ruling. Pallavas and Badami Chalukyas, Vengi Chalukyas, these three areas, these three kingdoms are most powerful kingdoms in South India, contemporary to the Harshavardhana. In 600 to 647, this period, in the 600 to 647, this period. Coming to the point of this period, who were the rulers of that period, the contemporary rulers of that North Indian rulers. These rulers during the post-Gupta period, they ruled India in post-Gupta period. Harshavardhana, he comes under the post-Gupta period. During this post-Gupta period, in North India, this northwestern part of the North India, this was under the control of the Hunas. And Kannauj here, this was ruled by the Maukharis. Staneshwar, this area was ruled by the Pushyabhutis. And Vallabhi, Gujarat, this area was under the control of the Maitrikas. And Bengal, this area was under the control of the Gaudas. Malwa region, this Madhya Pradesh, Malwa region was under the control of the Guptas. Kamarupa, Assam, this area was under the control of the Varma dynasty. So these dynasties are there during the time of the post-Gupta period. All these were the contemporaries of Harshavardhana, that is Vardhana dynasty. Staneshwar Pushyabhuti dynasty is another name of the Vardhana dynasty. So coming to the point of the Vardhana dynasty, what are the important archaeological sources, and coming to the point of the sources of Vardhana dynasty, sources of the Pushyabhuti dynasty. Archaeological sources first. Archaeological sources, we know inscriptions of that period, especially the inscriptions. In that inscriptions, Banskera inscription, this is situated in the Shahjahanpur district of the Uttar Pradesh. This inscription issued by the Harshavardhana. Banskera inscription was issued by the Harshavardhana in his 22nd reign period. 22nd reign period. During the 22nd reign period of Harshavardhana, he issued Banskera inscription. This gives the lot of information regarding the Harshavardhana. This inscription says that Harsha granted Markat Sagar village. This Markat Sagar village was donated to the Brahmins like Balachandra and Bhattaswamy. These two Brahmins were given this Markat Sagar village. That information we are knowing from the Banskera inscription. Another point of the Banskera inscription, Rajyavardhana defeated Dhruvasena. Rajyavardhana defeated the Devagupta of Maitrika ruler, but Rajyavardhana was killed by the Gauda ruler Sasanka. So it speaks about, Banskera inscription speaks about Rajyavardhana's death. Rajyavardhana, he was killed by the Gauda Sasanka. So this is information what we are knowing from the Banskera inscription. After this Banskera inscription, next to Madhuban inscription. Madhuban is situated in UP Uttar Pradesh, that is Goshi Tehsil area, Azamgarh district of Uttar Pradesh. So this inscription issued by the Harshavardhana in the 25th reign period of the 25th reign year, regnal year, that is 25th Harsha Samvata, around 631. Harsha came to the throne in 606 AD. He came to the throne 606 AD. 25th year means 631 AD. Harsha he issued Madhuban inscription in 631 AD. So it mentioned about the grant of Somakunda village. This Somakunda village was given by the Harshavardhana to the Brahmins, that is Sravani Gotri Bhatta and Swamini Gotra Bhatta Swami, and also Vishnuvardhana. Vishuvridhi Gotri Bhatta Swami Deva. So these two people, these two Brahmins were given land, that is Somakunda village. This inscription also speaks about Harshavardhana. After this inscription, next to Aihole inscription. Aihole inscription is not issued by the Harshavardhana. It has been issued by the Pulakesi II. This inscription was issued by the Pulakesi II. He was Badami Chalukya ruler. Badami Chalukya king. The great king of the Badami Chalukyas of Pulakesi II, he issued this inscription around 633-634 this year. So this inscription speaks about the war between Harshavardhana and Pulakesi II. Harshavardhana and Pulakesi II. There occurred a battle of Narmada on the river bank of Narmada. So this inscription, Aihole inscription, was written by Ravi Kirti. It was written by Ravi Kirti. Ravi Kirti, he was a court poet as well as and also Army General of Pulakesi II. Court poet and Army General of Pulakesi II. Next, Navasari inscription. Navasari inscription, it was another inscription. It was not issued by the Harshavardhana. It was issued by the Vallabhi ruler, Maitrikas of Maitrika ruler, Jayabhatta III. He issued that inscription. It speaks about victory of Harshavardhana over Dhruvabhatta. Harsha defeated Dhruvabhatta. He was a Vallabhi ruler. Maitrika family, Maitrika dynasty. Vallabhi was ruling by the Maitrika dynasty. Harsha is also referred as a god, Parameshwara. Harsha mentioned as a Parameshwara in this inscription, Navsari inscription. After this, some historical literatures. Till now we discussed Banskera inscription, Madhubani inscription, next Aihole inscription, and also Navsari inscription. After this, we are going to discuss historical literature of the Harshavardhana period and Pushyabhuti dynasty. Coming to this historical literature. First and foremost thing, Harsha-charita. Harsha-charita, it was composed by the Bana. Harsha-charita, it contains 8 chapters. It speaks about Harsha. But this Harsha-charita speaks about Harshavardhana until Harshavardhana rescued the life of Rajasri and Harsha's ascendancy to the throne. That is what called as Harsha's coronation, up to the Harsha's coronation. This Harsha-charita, biography of Harshavardhana, Harsha-charita is the biography of Harshavardhana. It ended by the coronation of Harshavardhana. And Bana also wrote another book, Kadambari. Kadambari, it was also composed by the Bana Bhatta. It speaks about social conditions and economical conditions, religious conditions during the time of Harshavardhana. Along with this, Arya Manjusri Rupa Moola Kalpa, this was a Buddhist text. It is a Buddhist text. It was for the first time published in 1925. This book also speaks about religious conditions of Harshavardhana. Religious conditions of the Harshavardhana period. After this, Harsha, he himself the writer, he wrote 3 books. Harshavardhana, he wrote 3 books, Naganandam, Ratnavali, Priyadarshika. Naganandam, Ratnavali, Priyadarshika, all these are the 3 dramas which were written by Harshavardhana. Harshavardhana wrote these 3 dramas. These 3 dramas speaks about Harshavardhana. He wrote in Sanskrit language. He wrote in the Sanskrit language. After this, another important source which was knowing from the Harshavardhana period, it is Huyan Sang. He was a Chinese traveler. Huyan Sang was the Chinese traveler. He came to India during the time of the Harsha's rule. He came to India in 630 to 640 AD. This period, Huyan Sang, he lived in India. That is almost 16 years. Long period. So this is Huyan Sang. He wrote Siyuki. Siyuki means the records of Buddhist kingdom. He wrote that the records of the Buddhist kingdom. This book was written by the Huyan Sang, and Huyan Sang autobiography was written by his friend Hu Li, the friend of the Huyan Sang, Hu Li. He composed the biography of the Huyan Sang, and the name of biography of the Huyan Sang, the text, it is relevant information of the King Harshavardhana rule. It also speaks about the Harshavardhana rule. Another thing, Iching, he came to India. He came to India during the time of Yashovarman, that is in 678 AD. He came to India from China. There were 4 travelers came to India from China. One is Fahian. After the Fahian, Huyan Sang. After the Huyan Sang, the next 2 was Wang Huyan Sti. Huyansti. After this, Iching. Pahyan, he came to India in 400 to 410, that period. He was there in India from 630 to 646. He was there in India 648 to 650. He was there in India 678. Like this, four rulers. Four travelers, Chinese travelers. They came to India and they speak about, they left their accounts about India. They left their accounts of India. And this Iching also, he gave complete details of the Harshavardhana, the king Harshavardhana. And English translation of this work, Iching work, translated into English, that is on the name of A Record of Buddhist Religion. A Record of Buddhist Religion. After this, coming to the point of the Vardhana dynasty. Vardhana dynasty, it is also called as Pushyabhuti dynasty. Vardhana dynasty, it is also called as Pushyabhuti dynasty. According to the Bana, the kingdom, Pushyabhuti kingdom was established by the Pushyabhuti. He was founder of this kingdom. Founder of the Pushyabhuti dynasty. That's why on the name of the Pushyabhuti ruler, it named after the Pushyabhuti ruler, Pushyabhuti dynasty, and they ruled from Taneshwar. Taneshwar was the capital. Taneshwar was capital of the Vardhana dynasty. So after the Pushyabhuti, there were three kings, Maharaja Naravardhana, Maharaja Rajyavardhana I, Maharaja Adityavardhana. So he was the first ruler, he was second, third, fourth. But he did not considered as a ruler, he was just origin. Coming to the point of he was just origin. Then we can consider he was the first person, he was second, he was third. He was origin of the Pushyabhuti dynasty. Origin of the Pushyabhuti dynasty. So after this fourth king, coming to the point of the fourth king of this dynasty, he was Prabhakaravardhana. Prabhakaravardhana, he was fourth king, and Prabhakaravardhana, he assumed the title of Maharaja. Maharaja, not only Maharaja, Maharaja. Prabhakaravardhana, he expelled Hunas from India. Prabhakaravardhana, he expelled Hunas from India. That's why he was called as the lion of the Huna deed. Hunas were the deeds. He hunted the deeds of Hunas. He hunted the deeds of Hunas. Just a minute. So Bana, what he says that Prabhakaravardhana, he hunted the deers. That means Hunas were compared with the deer, Prabhakaravardhana compared with the lion. That means Prabhakaravardhana was a lion of the Hunas. Huna Simha. He was also called as Huna Simha. And Prabhakaravardhana, he had two sons, Rajyavardhana and Harshavardhana. He had two sons, Rajyavardhana and Harshavardhana, and one daughter, Rajasri. This Rajasri, the daughter of the Prabhakaravardhana, Rajasri was given to Maukari ruler Gruhavarma. Maukaris, they were ruling from Kanauj. Kanauj ruler, Maukari ruler Gruhavarma married Rajasri. During the Prabhakaravardhana period, while he was hunting Hunas, while he was hunting Hunas around 605 AD, Prabhakaravardhana died. Prabhakaravardhana died in 605 AD. So whenever Prabhakaravardhana died, his eldest son Rajyavardhana, he was eldest son of the Prabhakaravardhana. Rajyavardhana ascended the throne. He was the eldest son. That's why he succeeded his father. According to our Indian tradition, elder person will become the ruler. Rajyavardhana, he ruled just 1 year. It was at this moment. Coming to the point of Maitrikas of Vallabhi. Vallabhi Maitrika ruler Dhruvasena. And Gauda king Sasanka. So these two become alliances. Maitrikas of Vallabhi Dhruvasena, Gauda king Sasanka, these two become alliances. That means these two become friends. They wanted to occupy Kannauj. They invaded on the Kannauj. It was at this moment, who was the Kannauj ruler? Gruhavarma. The Kannauj ruler was Gruhavarma. This Gruhavarma was killed by Devagupta. Devasena, he was also called as Devagupta. He was a king of Malwa. Gupta ruler. Sorry, here Dhruvasena was Vallabhi ruler. Devagupta, he was Gupta ruler. Malwa king. So Gupta ruler, he was a Malwa Gupta ruler. Devagupta killed Gruhavarma. So whenever Devagupta killed Gruhavarma, Rajasri, wife of Gruhavarma, Rajasri, she was captured and imprisoned. It was at this moment, Rajyavardhana, while he was a king of Taneswar, Rajyavardhana, he kept Harshavardhana in the Taneswar itself. He left Harshavardhana in the Taneswar and he moved towards Devagupta. So though Rajyavardhana was able to kill Devagupta, but Rajyavardhana, he treacherously killed by the Gauda Sasanka. He started conspiracy. He made a conspiracy, Kutra, that is conspiracy against Rajyavardhana. In that conspiracy, Gauda Sasanka, he went to the Rajyavardhana. Whenever he went to the Rajyavardhana, and Gauda Sasanka asked to the Rajyavardhana giving help from the Devagupta. That means he acted. Ante వీడు దేవగుప్త వీడిని చంపేస్తున్నాడు అనేటటువంటి ఉద్దేశంతో ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాడు? రాజ్యవర్ధన దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాడు. దట్ వాజ్ ఏ డ్రామా. గౌడ శశాంక ప్లేడ్ ఏ డ్రామా అండ్ హీ వెంట్ టు ది రాజ్యవర్ధన ఫర్ ద హెల్ప్. Initially he went to the Rajyavardhana for the help, but finally he killed Rajyavardhana. That was the conspiracy. That was a plan to kill Rajyavardhana. Finally Rajyavardhana was killed. After the death of Rajyavardhana, Harshavardhana, he came to the throne. Harshavardhana, whenever he became the ruler, he has two tasks. One is he wanted to take revenge, that is, or avenge from Devagupta and also Gauda Sasanka. This is one task. Whenever Harshavardhana he came to the throne, he had two tasks after the death of the Rajyavardhana. Rajyavardhana was killed by the Devagupta and Gauda Sasanka. That's why he wanted to kill Devagupta and Gauda Sasanka. That is one task. Second task, to recover the Rajasri, to rescue the life of the Rajasri. These are the two tasks. But what happened during this moment? Rajasri, she known that Gruhavarma died. Her husband Gruhavarma died. Rajasri husband Gruhavarma died. And Rajasri's brother, eldest brother, Rajyavardhana, he was also died. Both were died. Now, nobody is there to rescue the life of Rajasri except Harshavardhana. But she did not have hope on Harshavardhana. These two are died. She become helpless. That's why what Rajasri did. Rajasri, she escaped from the hands of the Devagupta and Gauda Sasanka. She went to the Vindhya ranges, that is Vindhya forest. She went to the Vindhya forest to commit suicide. For the committing of the suicide, she went to the Vindhya forest. It was at this moment, Rajasri life was rescued. Rajasri life was rescued by Divakara Mitra. So Harshavardhana, with the help of Divakara Mitra, with the help of Divakara Mitra, rescued the life of Rajasri. So here Rajasri was rescued. Rajasri was rescued with the help of Divakara Mitra. He was Buddhist. Rajasri also became Buddhist nun. And Kanauj was given to the Harshavardhana. Because Kanauj was the place of Rajasri. Rajasri husband Gruhavarma, he was ruler of the Kanauj. So Kanauj also was given to the Harshavardhana, he was ruling from Taneswar and Kanauj. Finally, Harshavardhana, he shifted capital from Taneswar to the Kanauj. Kanauj became capital of Harsha. Now Kanauj became the capital of Harsha. After this, Harshavardhana's conquest. The conquest of Harshavardhana. Harshavardhana, he was a great warrior. Harsha was the great warrior and great soldier, great conqueror, great warrior and conqueror. To take revenge on the Gauda Sasanka. Initially, he invaded on Malwa. First task was Malwa. Harsha, he invaded on Malwa. He killed Devagupta. Harsha killed Devagupta and captured the Malwa. Harsha killed Devagupta and captured the Malwa. That is Gupta ruler. After this, Harshavardhana, he concentrated on the Gauda Sasanka. Initially, Gauda Sasanka, he escaped. While he was fighting with Devagupta, initially what we said, Devagupta and Sasanka, these two were the friends. Devagupta, Sasanka, these two were the friends. While Devagupta defeated by the Harshavardhana, Gauda Sasanka, he escaped and went to the Bengal. He went to the Bengal. So, to go to the Bengal from Kannauj to the Bengal is not easy. That's why to defeat Sasanka, Gauda Sasanka, Harsha he took the help of another ruler, his friend Bhaskaravarma. Harsha took the help of the Bhaskaravarma. Who was Bhaskaravarma? Bhaskaravarma, he was king of Kamarupa. Bhaskaravarma, he was king of Kamarupa. Bhaskaravarma, he was king of Kamarupa. Kamarupa is Assam. What is Kamarupa? It is Assam. This is what called as Varma dynasty, which was ruling Kamarupa. Already I introduced to you all the dynasties. So with the help of the Bhaskaravarma, finally Gauda Sasanka was killed. Finally Gauda Sasanka was killed by the Harshavardhana with the help of Bhaskaravarma. So Harshavardhana, he killed Devagupta, and also Gauda Sasanka. Harshavardhana occupied Malwa area. After this, Harsha he continued his conquest to the other areas. Harsha he conquered northwestern India, that is Saraswata or eastern Punjab, Kanyakubja, Ganda, Mithila, Utkala. These are called as 5 Indies. Harsha occupied 5 Indies. 5 Indies also called as Pancha Sindhu. Harsha became the king of 5 Indies, that is Pancha Sindhu. The king of the Pancha Sindhu. After this, Harsha also conquered Latha or Gujarat, Malwa in the Gujarat. Latha and Gujarat were also occupied by the Harshavardhana. And Harsha also, he conquered all the territories between the Kannauj and Pundravardhana. The areas between the Kannauj and Pundravardhana, these 2 areas were completely occupied by the Harshavardhana. All those became subjugated. Subjugated means accepted the supremacy of Harshavardhana. The people, those who are accepting the supremacy, they are subjugated. They are called as subjugated kings. These were also called as feudals. So Harsha, he also called as Siladitya. Whenever he came to the throne, Harsha came to the throne on the name of Siladitya. This Siladitya title, on the name of this Siladitya, we can find a coin. Siladitya coins were found at Bithaura. And after this, we are knowing from the Madhuban inscription. According to the Madhuban inscription, Harshavardhana he gave Gosi Tehsil village. Harshavardhana he gave Gosi Tehil village to the Brahmins. Madhuban inscription. This was there at Sravasti. So this village is near to the Sravasti. So that's why this inscription, what is that inscription? Madhuban inscription. This Madhuban inscription says that Sravasti is also part and parcel of the Harshavardhana kingdom. So Harsha, he also included Sravasti in his kingdom. Next, after this, Harsha, he continued his campaign against the Western India. Coming to the point of the Western India, Western part, he wanted to be strong at the western part. In the western part, the strongs were Vallabhis, Gujarat. The people, those who are ruling Gujarat, that is Vallabhi kingdom. Maitrikas of Vallabhi. Initially, Maitrikas of Vallabhi were defeated by the Harshavardhana. Maitrikas of Vallabhi, Devasena was defeated by the Harshavardhana. Latter period, in the second conquest, Harsha, he made matrimonial relations with the Vallabhi rulers because he wanted to become very strong. That's why he gave his daughter to the Dhruvasena too. Harsha gave his daughter to the Dhruvasena too. Dhruvasena too, he was a Maitrika ruler. So he made friendship with Maitrikas. So after this is the Gujarat, coming to the point of that. So North India, he completed 5 Indies, and also he went to the Bengal, he occupied Bengal, he also occupied Malwa region. Next he concentrated on the Western India. After the Western India, he wanted to come to the South India. Next step, he has to go to the South India after the completion of the Malwa. So to become very strong, to enter into the South India, to enter into the Deccan, to cross the Narmada river, Harshavardhana, he made alliances with Maitrika rulers. He made alliances with the Maitrika rulers. So next what? Harsha, he also conquered Sindh according to the Bana. Bana wrote Harsacharita. Bana, he mentioned Sindh is the part and parcel of the Harshavardhana. Sindh was extended well up to the point of the confluence of Punjab rivers. After the Sindh, Harsha also occupied Orissa area. Orissa, it was at this moment, Orissa was under the control of the Gazapatis. Gazapati rule was started in the Orissa. So after this, I said to you, Harshavardhana, he concentrated on the South India. When he concentrated on the South India, he wanted to cross the Narmada river. So he became the king of entire North India. This area was occupied by the Harshavardhana. Then he wanted to cross the Narmada river. If he wanted to cross the Narmada river, here there is a Badami kingdom, Badami Chalukya kingdom. Here there is Vengi kingdom, and here there is Pallavas. You know that Badami Chalukyas and Pallavas, always they are going to conflict each other. It was at this moment. The Badami Chalukya ruler was Pulakesi II. Pulakesi II was Badami Chalukya ruler. Pulakesi II. Badami Chalukya ruler. And Mahendravarma I, he was Pallava ruler. These two were the contemporaries of Harshavardhana, Pulakesi II and Mahendravarma I. These two are the contemporaries of Harshavardhana. Whenever Harsha he wanted to cross the Narmada river, he was stopped by the Pulakesi II. That we are knowing from Pulakesi, Aihole inscription of Pulakesi II. Pulakesi II issued Aihole inscription. It was written by the Ravi Kirti. Already we discussed that. According to this inscription, there occurred war between Harshavardhana and Pulakesi II on the river bank of Narmada. On the river bank of Narmada, there occurred war between Harshavardhana and Pulakesi II. In this battlefield, Harsha could not able to defeat Pulakesi II. But Pulakesi II mentioned in his inscription, Aihole inscription, he defeated Harshavardhana. According to the Aihole inscription, Pulakesi II defeated Harshavardhana. And also another information was given by the Huyan Sang. In the Huyan Sang writings also he said that Harsha could not able to defeat Pulakesi II. So based on this we can come to one conclusion. Pulakesi II defeated Harshavardhana on the river bank of Narmada. Pulakesi II defeated Harshavardhana on the river bank of Narmada. So there occurred war between the Pulakesi and Harshavardhana. So Harsha mentioned as, according to the Aihole inscription, in the Aihole inscription, Harshavardhana mentioned as Sakalottara Padadiswara. Sakalottara Padadiswara. That means the Lord of whole North India, the Lord of entire North India. That was mentioned in the Pulakesi II Aihole inscription. So like that, in the complete North India, Harsha defeated all the rulers, but whereas coming to the point of the South India, Dakkan, that is Harshavardhana, was defeated by the Pulakesi II. Next, coming to the point of the Harsha's relation with China. Harsha's relation with China. Harsha maintained very good relations, friendly relations with China, and during the time of the Harshavardhana period, Huyan Sang he came to India. Huyan Sang he came to India in 630 AD from China. And also Harshavardhana he sent a Brahmin envoy to the court of the China ruler in 641 AD. So like this, Harshavardhana he maintained very good relations with